So it's definitely no secret, or no longer a secret, that some of the best barbecue restaurants in the world use seasoned salt to amplify their barbecue. And seasoned salt is exactly what it sounds like. It is mostly salt that is then seasoned with spices, things like paprika, chili, garlic, onion, turmeric, that kind of thing. And in my experience, and clearly many others' experience, it really does elevate the fatty, rich meats. When you combine rendered fat with salt, it's always really good. And the reason why I think it works so well in Texas barbecue specifically is that most of the time people are seasoning their briskets or their beef ribs with kosher salt, which is a larger grain size, whereas seasoned salt is mostly table salt. So there is more salt in a shot glass of seasoned salt than there is salt in a shot glass of kosher salt. A lot of people ask the question, why does restaurant food taste better than home cooked food? Most of the time, and the answer most of the time is going to be they use more salt and more fat. So if you're not getting that wow moment when you bite into a slice of your own fatty brisket, the kind of wow moment you get at your favorite barbecue restaurant, chances are it's because you didn't use enough salt. And most of you are probably familiar with this. A lot of barbecue restaurants use this, but you've got places using other brands of seasoned salt like Bar A Barbecue. They use a local to them brand of seasoned salt. But in the UK, this particular brand is easy to get, but it's expensive. And I know for you guys in the US, this isn't always easy to get hold of either. So I'm going to show you how to make up some seasoned salt, a recipe that I've been working on for a little while. I think it's better than Lawrys. In fact, it's definitely better than Lawrys, and it's really, really easy to do. And I'm going to be making it up into one of these standard old barbecue rub bottles. Oops. Full recipe will be down below, obviously, and you can scale it up or down. But today I'm going to make up the amount that I usually make, which is just enough to fill one of these bottles. So first we're going to go in with some table salt. And the next thing is sugar. It took me a little while to find the right sugar, and you can definitely just use granulated sugar. But with seasoned salt, I really don't like it to be inconsistent in the granule sizes. I want everything to mix around really, really well and be consistent and even. I don't want small granules of salt like in table salt and big chunks of sugar like in granulated sugar. And as I say, it took me a little while to find this type of sugar, but this is called vending sugar. At least it's called vending sugar here in the UK. I'll put a link below where you can buy it. Caster sugar works well, but I find it's a bit too fine. And this vending sugar is the exact same granule size as this table salt. So once you mix this final batch up, everything mixes really, really well. Again, you could just use regular sugar. Then we're going in with smoked paprika, turmeric. That's really going to give us some nice color. Some onion powder, garlic powder, and then this, which is chicken seasoning. And for those of you in the UK, it is this brand, Raja. It's basically mostly salt, but it's got a really nice heat to it. It's got some garlic flavors. It's pretty much got all the flavors that are already put in this, but I feel like it gives you an extra boost in terms of spiciness and savoriness. But any kind of chicken seasoning powder should do. I'll leave a link to this below. Going in. Chicken seasoning. Next up, we're going in with some Ancho chili powder. Now, for me, this is what sets this seasoning salt apart from most seasoning salts. I really love the flavor of Ancho chili powder. It brings a nice smokiness, a warmth, and I really love it for this. Some chili powder, just regular chili powder. Finally, some celery salt, and that's it. This is going to take quite a bit of shaking, and watch what happens to this over the course of an hour or so. When we first shake this up, it's going to be looking quite pale. There's a lot of white stuff in here, a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, and it's not really going to look like seasoning salt, or the seasoning salt that you're probably familiar with if you use things like Lawry's or Morton's. But over the course of about an hour or so, the salt and the sugar will start to take on some of the colors from the spices, and it will go from a pale kind of white speckled seasoning to a more consistent, nice red seasoning. Get this mixed up really well. So that's all really well mixed up. Hopefully you can see that it's quite pale in color, and it might look a little bit blotchy. You can see some white in there, but the whole thing will go much darker and much more red over the next couple of hours. In fact, here's one I made a couple of days ago, and you can hopefully see that everything's nice and consistent. You can see all of the granule sizes are the same. There's no big chunks of salt, no big chunks of sugar. All of the spices are consistent. But yeah, that's how I make my homemade seasoning salt. It is very, very good. The Ancho chili in here, I definitely think makes a difference. It's the perfect level of spice. Use this anywhere that you'd use seasoning salt. Anything savory where you're gonna add salt, try adding this and see if it brings out some additional flavors. Layer it on some pork ribs with some pepper and go for a Goldie style pork rib. Top off your briskets or your beef ribs. But you just need to remember that this is mostly salt. If you taste it and you think, that's salty, it's not that it's a salty rub, it is mostly salt. It's a seasoned salt. So don't go layering it onto your food like you would your favorite commercial barbecue rub, because it probably will oversalt things. Use it like you normally would Lawry's. It's gonna be much cheaper, much better, much fresher, and you can adjust the recipe below to suit you. You could make it more spicy, maybe take away some of the sugar, put some herbs in there if you want to turn it into like a chicken focused seasoned salt, maybe some lemon pepper in there. Do whatever you want with it. So yeah, please make it, give it a go, let me know what you think. So thanks very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. It really, really does help me out. And definitely let me know if you're a regular seasoned salt user and you normally buy it, but you plan on making this. But yeah, otherwise, I'll see you next week for another video.